Get off my train. That's not right. That was the wrong mode of transportation. What a phenomenal start.
Is there a what would you call the Air Force One equivalent of a train?
Of a train? Oh, Rail Force One.
Rail Force One, okay. I like that.
It would have to be Rail Force. You have Rail Force One, Road Force One. It's just a car. Air Force One, obviously. Air Force Two, we've determined, is a helicopter.
Yes.
Sea Force One, which is a boat.
Okay. Wouldn't even be a ship, it would just be a boat.
And just a boat, just like a rowing boat, like a really bad boat. And then Space Force One, but you can't really use Space Force anymore because that's a little bit silly.
Yeah.
And it's also a comedy show starring Steve Carell.
Oh, nice.
Isn't it? Can't use that. Hello, people in the chat. I believe Nolan's here. Hi, Nolan. How are you?
Hi, Nolan.
Michael's here. Air Force. Michael's here. Michael, a regular to the watch-alongs. I love Michael. Great. Steve's here.
Steve.
Hello, Steve.
Hello, Steve.
What else is here? Is anybody else
Happy birthday, Mama Fanobi.
Yes, it is Steve's mother's birthday. Happy birthday, Steve's mother. Mama Fanobi, which I prefer than Steve's mother. Sounds very formal. Unnecessary. Oh, God. Watch-alongs are changing, guys. The watch-alongs are changing. Morgan is in his regular seat. No more faffing around going to the other couch. Oh, no.
No, he's got a nice new setup. So
I mean, it's a new setup. Whether it's a nice new setup, I don't know. I will admit that some of the screen I'm currently looking at is blocked by the laptop, the camera, and the light.
Oh, goodness.
So, but I can see 90% of the screen, so I'm quite happy.
I got my snack. I'm ready to go. I'm trying out the new beverage, so hopefully it's not
gross. Beverage today. It's not. It won't be the Nakatomi Plaza cocktail.
No.
Will it be the Air Force cocktail?
It is a
President cocktail.
No. It is a wine cocktail. A blueberry pomegranate Moscato in this fancy can. This
in
fancy
a can?
bottle. In this
Oh, a metal bottle.
Yes.
I'm just going to do that. Should we do that? This isn't the latest. This isn't the first. It's a wonderful watch-along of 2021 at all. This is, in fact, the Morgan and Janine percussion hour.
Yes.
Where we just bash on items.
Yeah. Trashing the camp.
Trashing the camp. Tarzan.
Yeah.
Let's make Tarzan one of the watch-alongs, although that's a little bit dangerous. We would get sued by Phil Collins because I would be singing it all the time. I would be.
You need Nolan to come down there and make you comfy.
I am comfy, Nolan. Don't get, aggressive.
Or get a COVID test just for that.
I don't think they would let you down even if you did get a negative COVID. To be honest, no.
I can't just be regular. I had to be fancy with tropical Sour Patch Kids.
Tropical Sour Patch. Well, I have a cup of tea, conveniently, in my Washington, D.C.
Oh, I like the theming. I appreciate that.
I like the theming as well. I also have to say that, Washington, D.C., I've been to Washington, D.C., a lovely city. Stop breaking its nice buildings, weirdos. Yeah. We haven't started yet, Steve. Don't worry. We haven't started yet.
Yes, no.
We like to faff around for 5 minutes, don't we? And get everybody settled. And there's no rush going on, is there? But I've just posted out the live now thing. We're all posted. We're all fully posted. We're live. We're here. We're ready for Air Force One, Janine. Impressive presidents, rather than
you've never
unimpressive president.
And of course, you've never seen this movie, right?
Conveniently, Steve is at 1 second into the movie. That's nice. Thank you, Steve. Nolan's got a cup of peppermint tea because it's. You'll have to say that word veganuary for January.
Yeah, Veganuary, yes.
It's not a bad idea, Nolan.
January.
January is definitely how you would say that. That's
well, we're almost halfway through. I think I could just do it for half of the month.
Yeah. But I have a cup of what tea is it?
You don't even know.
I forgot which tea I put in. Assam tea. I had chai tea before on the Patreon live stream, which is where we've just come from. Yes. It's a Wonderful Podcast. Patreon is a thing where you can support It's a Wonderful Podcast in all its glory. The podcast form, the watch-along form,
yes,
the future video content form. It's going to be great.
Trying to make politics somewhat fun and not miserable.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's the point of today.
Yes.
Heather didn't want to watch Air Force One. Steve couldn't convince Heather to watch Air Force One.
Oh, okay.
No. Well, there we go. I don't want to hear. Hello? Are we here? Oh dear. Are we here?
We're here.
Are we here? Are we here? Are we here?
Yes.
Are we frozen?
Yes. No.
We're not frozen. We're not frozen.
No.
Good.
I don't know. So I'll hopefully try to have this working okay, but I don't know. It's being a little temperamental, but just keep trucking if something happens to me.
I was going to make a joke about Steve's ice balls.
Ice balls.
Steve has ice balls. We don't want to know that, Steve. Hello, Brianne. Hello, Brianne. How are you?
Hi. Thank you for stopping by.
Yes, thank you very much. Always a pleasure and an honor and a privilege.
Nolan is banned from live streams because he refuses to wear pants.
That is true. That is actually true. I banned him years ago. Years ago on the stream.
Well, I think it's time for that ban to be lifted.
Maybe when we watch a Nolan appropriate movie, such as one that he can pick.
Yes.
That's an idea. There's an idea. Anyway. It's not really VIP. No, Brianne is a VIP guest, yes, but Nolan wouldn't be a VIP guest, as Nolan is It's a Wonderful Podcast itself anyway.
So he's obligated to at least pop in to one watch every few months.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope I don't cut out again, but if I do, like I said, just keep rolling with it, okay?
Keep going.
Come back. I'll be back. Wrong franchise. Wrong movie. But I'll be back.
It is the wrong movie. If I end up on my own, I'll be on my own watching it with you. Anyway.
Okay. So let's get started, guys. You ready?
Yes. So we're at 0, 0, 0, 0. Or if you're Steve, you're at 1 second, which is nice. Nolan doesn't sit normally.
All right. So when I say go, that's when I'll do a little countdown and say go. Yes. When I say go, that's when you push play. Okay?
Not on 1.
No.
We have to make this clear. Not on 7. Not on like the 3 seconds after go. Literally as soon as she says it. Right?
Yes.
Are we all clear? Because I'm sometimes not clear.
Okay. All right. Ready? 3, 2, Air Force One, go.
Janine, why did you have to be comical about it? That would have confused people.
Because I had to. It's called Air Force One.
It is called Air Force One. It's by Buena Vista. When was the last time you saw Buena Vista, Janine? They don't do things anymore.
No. It smells like blueberries.
Well, you said it was blueberry.
Blueberry, pomegranate, Moscato.
Mm-hmm. The soundtrack is very presidential, Janine.
Yes.
Already the score is extremely I Love America. Is this going to be a case of me for 2 hours sat here going, Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. It's so patriotic.
Perhaps.
Air Force One. Full capitals. I like the fact that the font they've used is just like anyone writing a Microsoft Word document.
You're right. It's like bold times New
William H.
Roman.
Macy is in this movie.
He is. And the girl from A Little Princess, which we did do on the show.
I don't know if Buena Vista do things anymore or not, to be honest with you. I just don't remember seeing them for a while. But then again, movies don't exist anymore, so I don't remember seeing Disney for a while, to be honest with you. Well, that's a lie. I watched a Disney thing today.
And of course, you're like ahead of me already somehow.
How am I ahead of you?
I don't know. Well, now I'm going to be ahead of you. So
Steve's on Apple TV. I'm on Prime. What are you on?
I'm on Amazon Prime.
You're on Amazon. Glenn Close. We like Glenn Close. I like Glenn Close. Papyrus. Is that the font? Is that the font?
No, that is not Papyrus. I went 10 seconds ahead, and I still barely just got to Glenn Close.
Glenn Close was ages ago.
Jerry Goldsmith, of course.
Nolan's got some Jerry Goldsmith. Nolan's got some trivia for us here. Xander Berkeley, who's in this movie, was Helen's husband in Candyman and the voice of Mysterio on Spectacular Spider-Man. Trivia from Nolan.
Thank you. I appreciate trivia here.
I did start at 0, Steve. What are you talking about? I'm ahead because we know my weird British processing of movies is faster than your puny, slow American movie. Wolfgang Pete. What else has Wolfgang Peterson done? Many things. Many things.
I think he do one of those submarine ones.
We did Das Boot, didn't he?
Didn't he do one of those submarine ones, either like Hunt for Red October or Crimson Tide, which I always get those two movies confused.
Well, Das Boot is a submarine movie.
Did he do that one?
It's a U-boat movie. It's a war. He did that one. That's an actual German movie, though. Wolfgang Peterson.
He did Outbreak.
Let's not watch Outbreak, Janine. I mean, I know, look.
He did do the Poseidon Adventure remake that we watched and did on the show as like Deja Vu.
Oh, wait. Who did that one star? Who did the Poseidon Adventure? Because I remember
It was Richard Dreyfuss and Kurt Russell.
Richard Dreyfuss and Kurt Russell?
Remember, it was really bad. It was just called Poseidon.
Oh,
it was after we did the Jack Albertson Poseidon Adventure. Do you remember?
It was awful. Was it full of dreadful CG?
Yes.
Oh, God, it was awful. I do remember that. For some reason, I was confusing it with the remake of The Flight of the Phoenix that we did.
Yes.
Which had Dennis Quaid in it.
Yes.
Oh, God.
He did The Perfect Storm. He did Troy. He did In the Line of Fire.
Oh, he really likes. He likes like big
action-y thriller
disaster movies, doesn't he? Perfect Storm. Nolan says this starting out like a Bond movie. It is. It is. It's a kidnapping situation, clearly. Yes. In Kazakhstan. Here's a piece of trivia. Kazakhstan is the 9th biggest country.
Seriously?
Don't know how I know that. That's somewhere in my mind, though.
What are 1 through 8?
Russia, the US, Canada, China, Australia, Brazil. How many is that? I don't know if that's in order.
6.
Kazakhstan. I don't know if that's in order. Maybe India.
Well,
not Britain. Not Britain.
Yeah, you're tiny.
Not Luxembourg either. Not Luxembourg. Definitely not Luxembourg.
This is pretty good.
What is?
This blueberry thing.
Oh, that's good. I thought you was talking about Harrison Ford.
Well, he's pretty good too. Even though he's always miserable.
He's always miserable. He's a miserable, miserable person. He's old. Harry. Do we call him Harry? We don't call him Harry. If you called Harrison Ford Harry, he would smack you across
He
the
looks like I think he would beat you up if you called him Harry.
He would. He would.
Okay.
Square footage wise, or I think we're going for a area here for biggest country, not population. Kazakhstan's not got a lot of people in it at all. Population, you're going Japan, India, China. There's your big three. New Zealand's pretty big. I feel like New Zealand's about. I feel like New Zealand's bigger than Japan. I don't know how big New Zealand is, though. I actually don't know how big New Zealand is, but I feel like it's bigger than Japan because it's. I only say that because it's in a similar part of the world, and they are similar shapes. Way smaller than Australia. Australia is too big and has people living only on the east and west coasts. Nobody lives in the centre of Australia. It's inhospitable.
Oh wow!
It should be like living in the middle of the Grand Canyon, but hotter and dustier and full of snakes.
I mean, that's why I would never want to go there because the amount of like creepy crawly creatures that are just huge and alien-like.
In Australia, Janine, in Australia, they actually have frogs that are the size of people.
Oh God! No! Why are you trying to make me cry right now on camera? Oh my God!
They don't have frogs that are the size of people. How small is Manchester? In terms of British cities, not that small, but in terms of worldwide cities, pretty small.
Well, you just missed his big epic moment right here.
I miss an epic moment.
You did.
Or giving him applause.
He gave a speech, like kind of going against. He was there to get some kind of congratulations, and I think his speech was more about being realistic about all the things that went wrong.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the congratulation. He cares about the floods in Kazakhstan.
So his guys are like not too happy that he got
all it's goatee Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman with a goatee always means he's unhinged. I don't know why that was a song.
Does he have a goatee in Harry Potter? Or is it a full beard?
No, it's a full beard in Harry Potter. Well, yeah. Is it? It's not a full beard, is it? But it's like
the ring mustache.
It's a fuller version of Tony Stark.
Okay.
Where it goes like halfway up his chin, like there.
Okay.
But I don't think it fully connects, actually, Sirius Black's beard.
So be prepared. We get another fake film crew in one of those other action president movies we're going to be watching soon.
A fake film crew?
Yes. Because, I mean, you obviously know he's the villain, right?
Yes.
He's acting like a film crew to get on this plane.
Ah, see. Yes, I do know he's the villain, yes.
So we get a similar situation of terrible security, obviously. Because
well, we know that's a fact now.
Yeah.
Don't we? How far are you from where they tape the Great British Baking Show? I think they actually tape it like across the country. So at one point, probably not that far away. But like, I don't know if it's done in one location.
How far away are you from like anything big? because you're not near the center of the UK, London, where everything happens.
What do you mean anything big?
Like the British Bake Off show. It always seems to be done in like the country.
Well, they tape or they film an awful lot of television in Manchester,
Okay.
in Salford, in Media City, where I actually went to university.
Okay.
Like BBC News is filmed there.
Oh, okay.
And all the sport stuff, and like the Voice UK, the Voice, the talent show.
Yeah.
That's there. Children's programming's there. Soap operas are there. It's incredibly American music, this. Jerry Goldsmith, good lord. It's extreme.
How far are you from her cottage in the holiday?
Quite a distance. I believe that's in what, Suffolk? Sussex?
I think she's from Surrey.
Surrey, so it's one of, so it's quite far away. If I was in London, I would be quite close, but no, I'm quite far away from the cottage in the holiday. Although I'm not that far away from cottages that look like the cottage from the holiday,
Okay.
but just in a different part of the country.
We were saying on our live stream, Brianne, that we're gonna go, hopefully, someday soon when I can finally go back and visit Morgan in the UK.
We'll do a Harry Potter tour.
We did find where Dobby is buried, and like people have left like all of these monuments to him on that beach where he was buried. So we might take a little road trip to Wales where Dobby's buried.
Go to other places in Wales as well. There's a lot of castles in Wales.
Uh-huh.
I'd bore you with castles, though, Janine, to be honest with you.
I'd rather see lighthouses. Oh, yeah, there he is.
Lighthouses. We could go to some lighthouses.
There he is. The terrible, smarmy guy who was married to Helen. And
oh, yes. You know what we do love, though, Janine?
What's that? Yeah, I cannot wait.
Candyman. We love Candyman.
Stop saying it. You're technically looking into a mirror.
Candyman. Candyman. Hello, Tony Todd. There he is.
What if you see it more than the 5 times or whatever?
Well, that's the thing. Do 2 Tony Todds come?
Right? If you say 10
3
times.
Tony Todds? The Holiday is certainly one of Jack Black's more understated performances, where he's not being a complete crazy, that type of person.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's I didn't even watch The Lighthouse yet, and that's
going on the screen. That's going on the screen. That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. I'll be Robert Pattinson. No, I won't. I'll be Willem Dafoe. I'm more like Willem Dafoe than you, Nolan.
Do I get to play a mermaid?
No. Don't. No, you've not watched The Lighthouse, Janine. That's weird.
I haven't.
Why have you said that? You've now made it weird for everybody.
Because I've never seen it. I don't know what the mermaids do.
Janine.
Oh, was it bad?
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
One mermaid in The Lighthouse, Janine. There's one mermaid in The Lighthouse. Robert Pattinson is sexually fascinated with this mysterious, is it real or is it even not real mermaid?
Okay. Fair enough. Yes, I'll just be a seagull flying by.
No, you don't want to be the seagull either. You don't want to be the seagull either. You want to be the people that leave the lighthouse at the very beginning of the movie.
Okay, I'll do
Go
that.
and live their nice lives somewhere else.
I'll just be like that guy from Happy Gilmore. You just pan him and he's just like... I don't think that's Celia Ward, but I always confuse her with Celia Ward. Is that Celia Ward?
Celia Ward?
No, there's an actress, and this one actress who always I always confuse with Celia Ward, but I don't think she's Celia Ward.
Who's this actress? I might be on a different part of
She's
the
the first lady.
There ain't no first lady in this scene. Oh, this the first lady? I think this is the first lady. Is she on the telephone?
I don't even know where you are because you're terrible fast. Sure.
Do you mean these are for watching the movie and hanging out with friends? This isn't sort of commentary track.
I think it could be a good commentary track. Yeah,
Maybe.
she's Wendy. She's Wendy Crewson, who I always confuse with Celia Ward because they're like same person, different font type situation.
Truly, I don't know who either of the people actually are. Although I understand that this woman is one of them. I've never heard of those two names in my life.
This actress is the mother from Santa Claus, right?
Oh God, it is. Is it?
Yeah.
It is. Is it?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Not Mrs. Claus, but the actual
his ex-wife, Charlie's mother. She's Charlie's mother.
Yes, she is. Well done. Trivia. I'm sorry, Brianne. I've offended Brianne. Oh no. Oh dear. I'm not good with people's names. I wouldn't know Gary Oldman was Gary Oldman unless he was Sirius Black. I would just know him as Goatee Man.
Goatee Man.
Oh, he often has a goatee, Gary Oldman.
He deserves better than that.
He does. He deserves Gary Oldman. You know when Gary Oldman actually becomes an old man? Like, I know he's like aging now, but when he actually becomes oh my God, can we just take into account that this blanket has the presidential seal on it? What's going on there? I feel like that shouldn't be allowed.
It's too much. It's overkill.
That's ridiculous. Why is the score really ramped up on your television then?
Oh, geez. It's excited. They heard you talking about that seal on the bed.
Right.
I literally have my TV at 8 volume.
Well,
and that score is so booming.
It is incredibly booming.
See, I just got to the seal on the blanket.
Oh, I feel like that shouldn't be a thing, though.
Yeah, it's a little too much.
Well, you see, unfortunately, I haven't seen The Fugitive either.
Wow.
Is The Fugitive also Harrison Ford?
Yes.
I haven't seen many Harrison Ford movies apart from the big ones, and I suppose The Fugitive is a big Harrison, but
it is. Ones. Where he says, "I didn't kill my wife," and Tommy Lee Jones is like, "I don't care."
Oh, it's the Tommy Lee Jones "I don't care" movie. You see, this is my problem. Steve's, calm down. This is my problem. We all know that my gap in movies is from 1985.
Isn't that guy
2000?
Isn't that a guy Spider-Man's landlord?
Spider-Man's landlord.
Mm-hmm.
This man?
No, one of the fake news crew guys.
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to look at them again.
Trust me, he's never seen that.
What?
That's Celia Ward, but yeah, he's never seen that.
Dancing Havana Nights. Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. Dirty Dancing, yes, but Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
I think she's just trying to find a Celia Ward thing.
Oh, okay. No, I can, apart from, no, because that was the wrong person. So not the Santa Claus. Right, where's Spider-Man's landlord here, Janine? It is! It is!
Yes, right?
It is Spider-Man. Oh, yes. See, I know that.
See, of course he's evil because... That's how they got in, because he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Working for the president.
There's smoke bombs and everybody get off the plane. Which is funny, really, because, at the end, everybody's telling everybody to get off, or everybody's telling everybody to get off the plane now. They can't get off the plane now. But, like, at the end, he tells him to get off the plane. It's dramatic. He's one of Gary Oldman's friends, he is.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Have you seen The Day After Tomorrow?
The Day After Tomorrow. I don't know that. I'm thinking of The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Of course you were.
The Day After Tomorrow. What's The Day After Tomorrow? I don't think I've seen The Day After Tomorrow.
This is Celia Ward. Does she look even kind of familiar?
Yes, she does.
But see, I always confuse her with this actress who's the wife in this movie.
Maybe that's exactly why.
Hey, bye.
Thank you for popping in, Brianne. Lovely to see you. You're the best. Brianne says The Day After Tomorrow is so bad, we're not watching that.
No.
Thank you,
It was something else Celia Ward was in, so I was trying to find you a reference point.
Is The Day After Tomorrow the one where it snows?
Yes. Or
No.
a disaster movie where everything freezes over.
Is The Day After Tomorrow a remake?
I don't think so.
Of a remake.
It was just one of those eras of, destruction movies.
Or am I still thinking of The Day the Earth Stood Still?
Climate change goes crazy.
Oh, it's a climate. Not that climate change isn't still a thing. Obviously, it's still a thing, and will forever be a thing. But was it one of those that came about in the time when it was new news, and it was all like, let's focus on the environment, guys.
Yeah,
I'm killing it.
So it's young Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
and Emmy Rossum. What's her name? Emmy Rossum. Yeah.
The score is booming on your side there.
I literally have it on six volume.
I just want to be careful for YouTube, you know me.
Yes, I'm aware, but I'm just saying, Jerry Goldsmith was really trying to just bring it home. I have it on 6 and it's still that loud.
Yeah, he was going absolutely extra.
Oh gosh.
Oh, I love this. I love this from Steve. Steve's having flashbacks. This is just like the flight home from Minnesota.
Oh my god.
That sounds horrible, Steve. I don't want to think about horrendous turbulence on a flight right now.
Were people trying to keep you safe? I hope so. I hope they treated you like the president, Steve.
No, Glenn Close, here she is. Hello. That looks like Star Wars.
I can't remember if she's the vice president.
Never mind, Air Force One. This looks like Star Wars. This is Star Wars. A load of X-Wings. What's going on here? Red 5 standing by. Here they are. I mean, look, right? Gary Oldman and his crew of terrorists have got on Air Force One pretending to be a film crew, right?
Yes.
Why is a film crew allowed on Air Force One in the first place?
I don't know. Yeah, she is the vice president.
Why is the security so lax, Jenny?
Well, because that guy from the inside was helping them out, I guess.
Why is the security so lax on him? Why is he being allowed to work for the president if he's shifty?
I don't know. Is that a real thing, that safety pod? You think?
Probably. Like escape pods, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something goes horribly wrong. It is like Star Wars. It's exactly Star Wars. They're taking what Harrison Ford is most well known for and bringing it back to him. I did say hello to Glenn Close. Nolan loves the Let's Do Die Hard on an insert location here series of action movies.
Oh, yes, that is a thing.
Die Hard on a boat, which was, I believe, Under Siege.
Which isn't that a submarine movie though? That's not a boat.
No, I thought it was a Steven Seagal movie.
Yes, I believe it's on a submarine.
Well, what's Die Hard on a boat then?
Speed 2?
Speed 2 Cruise Control. Die Hard on a boat. Die Hard in a taxi. What's Die Hard in a taxi, Janine? Have we ever had that?
Maybe Collateral. So if we ever do that Tom Cruise series, you'll see for yourself.
Die Hard in your own home. That's just Home Alone.
Yeah. Oh, it's a battleship. Okay, thank you, Steve.
Battleship.
So you just throwing me off with your boat. Because when you say boat, I just think of a little dinghy.
Oh yeah, like boat. I mean, a boat could be like a cruise liner. It's still a boat to me. I don't determine what's a ship or a liner.
I just picture a tugboat or something.
a little like chugga boat.
Yeah. With the little tires on the side.
Like a steamboat. Like a tiny little Mickey Mouse steamboat Willie.
That's what I picture.
Just trucking down a little stream, going pumping out smoke.
Yes.
Coal.
That's what I picture when you say boat. So I'm just picturing this big epic action drama like this going off on doo-doo-doo on a tugboat.
Dear. I did actually watch
that is Mr. Ditkovich, right?
Is who?
Mr. Ditkovich.
Ditkovich, that's an interesting name.
Yeah, they named him after Steve Ditko.
Okay. I was going to say I did actually watch a Steamboat Willie, the Mickey Mouse cartoon.
Why is Steamboat Willie if it's Mickey Mouse?
Entirety. I don't know.
Why who's Willie? He's not Willie.
Know who Willie is. It's just called Steamboat Willie. Maybe Mickey Mouse was called Willie in that one. But I suppose it does say Mickey Mouse in Steamboat Willie. But it's a historically important piece of media, Janine, as it was the first synchronized sound cartoon. Steamboat Willie, Mickey Mouse, Disney. Go on Disney. It's on Disney Plus. That's where I watched it.
I'm glad
President is no longer on board. President escaped on the escape pod. Gary Oldman is very annoyed with his goatee. Oh, what a surprise. Gary Oldman shouting with his goatee. We haven't seen this 3 years before.
Hey, you were talking about Quantum Leap. It's that guy from Quantum Leap.
I've never seen an episode of Quantum Leap, Janine. I just know Quantum Leap stars Scott Bakula, as I like to call him.
Stop calling him that.
That is his name. Refuse to say it in any other way.
Have you ever done a Scott Bakula movie?
Possibly.
We did. Let's see if you can guess which one.
Oh, God.
I know what
I'm confusing it again with the remake of The Flight of the Phoenix starring Dennis Quaid.
We did it on Morgan Hasn't Seen.
Unless he was also in that movie. He wasn't in that movie. Morgan Hasn't Seen.
Yes.
Oh, God. Was it a movie about TV?
No.
Was it a movie based on TV?
No.
Was it a movie... Oh, God. I don't remember.
Cats don't dance.
Cats don't dance. That doesn't count. It's an animated.
Oh, he was the voice of the cat?
He was.
That did dance.
Eventually did dance, yes. Or actually danced throughout the movie, but was told that cats don't dance, you can't dance.
Yes.
That's what happened in that movie. Dean Stockwell. Oh, that's the guy from Quantum Leap. Okay.
Yes.
Feel like I know Dean Stockwell. Has he been in like every movie ever? Is that where I know that name from?
Probably.
One of those that shows up like
the guy on the side.
yeah. Who's another guy? Who's another one of those people that shows up in every movie who you barely know the name of? The guy who plays whatever his name is in the first X-Men, the senator.
Oh, Senator Kelly.
Yeah, he's in every movie.
Yeah, that's true. Also, I almost died when somebody compared him melting to Mitch McConnell. I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh God, we've gone past the turtle and turkey neck situation to just he looks like a blob melting on the floor now. I love it. This movie is what the Ministry of Magic thought Sirius Black was. It is.
Right.
Very true.
That's why he was a very convincing villain. Because
Mass murderer Sirius Black. He's not actually, though, is he? But you won't hear the truth, will you? Ministry of Magic. No.
I think his wife's still upholding he will not negotiate.
Oh, I thought you were saying he will not be moved. But I don't know what that even is. I don't know why that came into my... I don't know why that came into my mind. I would love to know why my Prime plays at faster. I assure you, I'm not playing at 1.25% speed. I'm just playing.
I don't know. I'm
speed.
literally just at the part where he like threatened the first lady and he walked out. So maybe you just need to pause for 2 seconds. Maybe you just need to chill for 2 seconds.
I'm at 32:38. But Nolan, it's not just Prime. It can be Netflix. It can be YouTube.
No matter what. So they just found the pod. They just found the pod. And they're opening it up.
Okay. It can be it can be Netflix. It can be I don't know if we've not done a watch along on Disney Plus yet, have we? So we don't know.
No.
We don't know what Disney Plus is like. But certainly Netflix has got the same issue as well. And if you've got a DVD or a Blu-ray, forget about it. You would never be even.
Yeah.
Absolutely forget about it. I mean, it's not me. It's not me. I just watch the movies. Okay, I'm going to play it again. I didn't do anything. I've not done anything. I'm trying to think of other people who are in every movie. The guy, what's his name? I do know his name. The farmer from Babe.
James Cromwell.
James Cromwell is in everything. Absolutely everything. I mean, I don't think he is anymore. Is James Cromwell still alive?
Yes, I believe so.
Is he? Must be very old. Must be unbelievably old. Not that that's a problem. You can still act well into your 90s if you want.
Yeah, leave poor Farmer Hoggett alone.
I'm just wondering if James Cromwell...
He's responsible for one of the most famous lines in movie history.
Who, James Cromwell?
That'll do, pig.
James Cromwell is not... James Cromwell is nowhere near as old as I thought he was.
Born in 1940?
Yeah. James Cromwell is 80
look
years
old. Look at his cute little IMDb picture. Look how cute little James Cromwell is. Look how cute he is.
I thought James Cromwell was much older than 80, to be honest. Maybe he's just one of those people that have looked 70 since they were 40.
Oh, the daughter? I just know her from A Little Princess in this. I don't think that she's been done much else.
That would be the Little Princess, not the original with Shirley Temple. This would be the Little Princess with Liam Cunningham for some weird reason.
Which I do believe it's A Little Princess, right?
Sorry, Jimmy. Is it? Is it not the Little Princess?
I think it's Little Prince.
I don't remember. There's Dean Stockwell. I knew I recognised him. I do recognise Dean. He's in every movie.
Yes, it's A Little Princess.
Okay.
And yes, with Liam Cunningham. That's why when I saw him in Game of Thrones, I was like, "There's the dad from Little Princess." That's all I knew him from.
I never realised up until I rewatched it a couple of years ago.
What was his fate in Game of Thrones? I don't even remember.
What was his fate? He's
What
alive.
happened to Sir Davos? Yeah, but what happened? Like, I don't even remember.
God, I forget because it fell off the cultural conversation so unbelievably rapidly.
Yes, because that finale was so painful.
I completely forget. I stand by the fact that actually where everybody ended up, I did not have any problem with.
But how we got there was terrible.
It was just the speed of it.
And the execution. Like,
the execution of it was lacking.
Yeah.
It was lacking. Davos. Is he alive? God, I bet he's not even alive.
He's alive, right? But I don't remember like how his story ended.
I bet he's not even alive now. You know, he is. He must be. Is he? No, he is alive. Is he? I don't know. Wait. Yeah, I'm just making sure I'm on the shows and I'm not on the books, because obviously that's different. Davos, come on. Somebody's going to tell me in the chat before anything actually happens. Davos.
He's going to execute a hostage every half hour.
Davos is master of ships for Bran.
Oh, okay.
Which makes sense. There is a possibility the president may be dead. The president isn't dead. Do you ever get the feeling that just like the president of the United States, and just as an idea, not as an individual, but just as like an idea, is just like treated way extra than any other world leader?
Yeah.
Like, look at Boris Johnson. He's a pathetic little man who we all agree
who's so sloppy and slovenly.
Is just a little bit of a clown. And admittedly, okay, I'm talking about the individual there, but we think that about every prime minister. Right?
Yes.
People were known to call former Prime Minister Theresa May Gollum, because she had these horrible kind of... She had this... She had a slightly Gollum way of walking. Where she would almost walk like with hands like that. It was horrible.
Seriously?
It's horrible. It was funny. It was horrible though.
Oh no!
Like, you know, all this kind of protection and official kind of, oh, you're my head of security and you are the hardest. You wear this really strict clothing and you have to be at my right hand side all the time. If you're not there, you might as well just not exist. And that is your lot in life. You know, I feel like that just doesn't exist in Britain.
Yeah.
Like prime ministerial protection. Like, the Prime Minister of Great Britain is a pretty powerful position. So is the President of the United States. But you feel like the treatment of the President of the United States is like the treatment of a priceless artifact.
Yeah, like, and
the treatment
not
of a prime minister of Britain
him. Yeah,
is like the treatment of just like a random citizen
yeah.
who just happens to have say.
It's a random citizen. And yes, that's a very interesting question. I don't know. Steve is probably right that many presidents probably wouldn't be able to handle the situation
No.
in any kind of action-y type sense.
Bill Clinton doing this.
I can see Obama doing it.
Well, Obama would do it. Obama would do it. I tell you who else would do it.
But Nolan asked Jimmy Carter would do.
I don't think Jimmy Carter would. I don't think Jimmy Carter would do Jimmy. God no. Reagan probably would have done quite well, to be honest, in a situation like this. I could see Reagan standing up for himself.
JFK
would have probably done fine. JFK, quite an athletic guy. Teddy Roosevelt would have probably ripped the heads off. That's what he did, wasn't it? I don't think Franklin Roosevelt would have done very well, being, unfortunately, in a wheelchair most of his presidency. Eisenhower would have probably done quite well. He was a general. Who else do we have? I feel like Bush Sr. would have done way better than Bush Jr.
Yeah, or definitely.
Imagine George W. Bush trying to deal with something like this. Not a chance. Nolan. Richard Nixon would have joined Gary Oldman, probably. Probably. Richard Nixon would have just said, you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah.
And would have started doing this, because he always did this. And this is what Richard Nixon
did. Yeah.
Obama probably would have held his own quite well. As for Clinton, would have been fairly useless. Lord knows what Trump may do, or what Trump would have done if something like this had happened.
He would have ran and hidden away.
He
would have actually gone off on that pod and just left his wife and child.
True.
His wife and young son up there.
True. And pictures would come out of him trying to survive in the desert somewhere. And frankly, Biden ain't gonna do nothing in a situation like this. Not himself.
You see him doing his little jog.
You do, but the man's what, 78? He's not young, is he, Biden?
No, he's not.
Bless him.
Is he as old as James Cromwell?
No, he's not as old as James Cromwell. He's not in his 80s, Biden, is he? He's in his mid-late 70s, but he's not in his 80s.
Yeah. He doesn't take a lot. He doesn't take any shit, and he
doesn't.
He's still pretty fit for 70-something. So.
I'm just saying he's 70-something.
But if he were president in this time, he could have done something in the 90s.
Yes, I think he could have. But now, he's too old to be doing any sort of action-y based things.
Yes.
There should be an age limit on presidents. Well, that's a political question there, Steve. I'm not sure we're liable to get into that. Does that go both ways? Like, you need to be at least 35 and
yeah, I think you need to be at least. There's an age requirement to start.
Oh, right. I didn't know that. I didn't know. Is Kennedy still the youngest ever? 42 or however old he was?
I think so.
Because Obama mustn't have been too old. Obama must have been in his mid-40s.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like every president's always 60 anyway.
Yeah, right? They always just are old no matter what.
You are an old person. Biden's, I want to say backroom staff then, but that's not real. Biden's entourage, not his entourage, Biden's staff members will do a much better job than he himself at this point in a situation like this. I could legitimately imagine Kamala Harris
beating some
absolutely
terrorists.
beating these people up.
Well, there's also some people like he has his staff here who have to deal with some stuff. That's crazy.
What would Trump would be live tweeting the whole thing? He wouldn't, though, would he, Nolan? He wouldn't. Not allowed.
He wouldn't anymore. He got banned from a Google search engine and Pinterest. So
Pinterest. Why is he going on Pinterest?
did you see my video?
Why would he go on Pinterest?
Some girl was like, "What was my? I can only imagine what his mood boards look like." Are his mood boards like pictures of black people and monkeys? Like, what are his mood boards? That's what she said.
Oh no.
She's like, I want to see these Pinterest mood boards.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he got banned from Google, and she was like,
Google.
like, I guess he's gonna be using Bing, not Bing.
But like Bing will probably like imagine actually not being able to use a search engine.
Yes, Google has.
That's madness.
Yes, Google, Pinterest, things that aren't even like communications apps have banned him.
At this point in culture, not being able to use a search engine is unbelievable.
Yes.
In the best way. Gary Oldman needs to play more bad guys. Nolan, you need to watch more early Gary Oldman movies. That's all he did.
Yeah.
He just changed from being... Literally, Sirius Black changed him. Where Sirius Black started out as a bad guy, became a good guy, and then Gary Oldman constantly played good guys throughout the rest of his career up until right now, where he's still playing good guys. But Google's still a search engine. You say you have to sign into Google to do a search. It's still a search engine. Well, anyway, I just think it's funnier if he's not allowed to use Google. Google knows who's searching anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're signed in or not, Google.
Yeah, like if you put in searches for like illegal things, your name gets kind of put into a database.
Google, no. God, this is going to get funny. This is exactly what I wanted. Fun. Nolan says Club Penguin banned him too.
Did you see he attempted like 4 different times to get back to get on Twitter through other accounts. He tried to use the POTUS account after his got banned, and then he tried to use like some other person in his party, like and they all got like dinged within like 5 minutes. He made 4 attempts to get back on Twitter that night.
Oh my God. It's kind of, I mean, it's only now that you actually realize how truly fascinating it is that the President of the United States' primary communications platform was Twitter.
Right?
Like, what's going on? My primary communications platform is Twitter, not a president.
Yeah. Here we go.
Here we go.
He said he's going to kill someone every 30 minutes until his demands are met.
Yes, he did. So it's a very hijack terrorist move there from Gary Oldman. That is one person. It's a little bit. I mean, what's more extreme? I mean, no, this is way more extreme than Die Hard. This is incredibly more extreme than Die Hard. That's not even a question. Die Hard, they're just trying to steal some things. This is like legit political terrorism.
Yeah. So this guy is taking the Ellis approach, I think.
The Ellis approach.
Yeah.
Or the Ellis in Die Hard approach.
Yeah.
I was wondering who you meant then.
That you can't do a lot of things without me, so I'm a worthwhile person to you.
No, I don't like Ellis in Die Hard.
Yeah,
No,
that's why. Well,
Ellis in
that's
Die
why it didn't work for him, because he did the Ellis method.
No, it didn't. Oh, God.
Glenn Close is great. I'm really sad she didn't win that Oscar.
Still time. Still time for Glenn Close to win an Oscar. Has Glenn Close not won an Oscar?
No, she was really set to win.
Oh, she wasn't she?
This last year, and then she just didn't. She didn't win it.
It was for the, what was it called? It was a president. It was a president movie, wasn't it?
I don't think so. Was it?
President movie. Was it like the president's wife or something like that?
Something's wife. Something. Yeah. Hey, Ball in the Hobbit.
Oh, right. For one, I love the name Barl in the Hobbit. Love Barlin. He's great. Also, that's exactly what this movie is.
Yes, the wife.
The wife. Who did win?
And that was in 2018. She was that Oscars.
So the Oscars ceremony in 2018.
But yeah, the movie was 2017.
So, who the hell won Best Actress that year?
In 2018.
Sally Hawkins for Shape of Water. Possibly.
I don't think she won.
Did she not win?
No.
Well, I'm going to check. I don't think it was, actually. That was just what won Best Picture, and she was the lead in it.
Yes.
So that's why I went there.
Guillermo won Best Director.
Frances McDormand for the 3 Billboards.
Outside Ebbing.
There you go. We like Frances McDormand. Ever see Jagged Edge? No.
But she's already got one. Not fair.
Who has? Glenn Close or Frances McDormand? Frances McDormand has got one.
Frances McDormand
has now got.
I'm pretty sure she won for Firegoal.
She did, I think. Yes.
As Margie Gunderson.
Yes. She did.
I think she was nominated for
Fatal
Attraction.
Let Frances McDormand have her 2 Oscars and be happy about it.
Fair enough.
Oh my God. We're not doing years based on COVID, Steve, now 2 BC, before COVID. Honest to God. The whole system of calendar, the whole calendar system has changed now because of COVID. There's going to be 18 months in a year, all with 20 days. That maths doesn't even make sense. I don't think. No, it doesn't. Why would that make sense? And we're now in the year 0.
Look at him having to remember a phone number. That's just so hilarious now.
I still remember people's phone numbers.
Nope. I only know my
phone number. You are funny sometimes. You are funny often, Steve. You are. Almost famous billboards outside Epping. What?
Epping Almost Famous. The movie Almost Famous, and then 3 billboards outside Epping. I think it's Epping.
Frances McDormand is in Almost Famous, isn't she?
Yeah, she's the mother.
She's the mother who is terrible, actually.
Oh, this is one of them dumb ladies. She's just like Die Hard. I think the 911 lady who's like, you can't be playing around on this line. I'm the president. Whatever, guy. Someone needs to make a supercut of all these dumb ladies who don't never believe. All these dumb people who don't believe.
There is a terrorist situation. No, you're messing. There are 2 movies she starred in, yeah. Look how just rigid everyone's clothing is. This is what I mean. When you watch, Janine,
Yeah.
when you watch British Parliament, everybody looks like they've just thrown a suit on that morning, and for just the sake that they have to wear a suit.
Yeah.
Everyone in America always looks, and I'm by America, I mean the US, always looks like they've literally ironed their clothes whilst wearing them.
Right?
They look like they're wearing cardboard. It's that
It's
rigid.
very stiff.
Oh dear. Oh dear. There's some bad turbulence.
See,
What's
you're
the worst
ahead again. You're ahead again. Somehow.
Of course I'm ahead. What's the worst turbulence you've ever experienced? There's a question for everybody. I once experienced such bad turbulence that somebody 2 rows in front of me, we had to get the paramedics on once we landed.
Because they had a panic attack?
No, because he was being like more violently ill than I have ever seen anybody violently ill, and I do mean violently.
Like you could hear
Like unbelievable levels of noise. Maybe they are just shoulder pads, Steve, but it's still rigid. Like it's not even just the shoulders though, like the chest and the waist and the pants.
They're all so tight.
Everything, the stomach, everything is the neck. Like even Glenn Close. Everybody just looks like mannequins. It's like they've gone to a high street store.
Yeah.
And they've looked at all the mannequins and they've just gone, we want to pretend to be them. It's like the movie Mannequin.
I love that movie.
Why?
You've actually seen Mannequin, or are you just referencing it because you know there's a mannequin in it?
I've seen parts of the movie Mannequin.
You've never actually seen the whole movie?
I've never seen the whole movie, no. I have seen parts of the movie Mannequin. I just know it for the song. And the weird story that it is. The fact that somebody falls in love with a mannequin is just absurd.
Because she comes to life and she's Kim. She's Kim freaking Cattrall.
She's Kim Cattrall, but she's a mannequin. She's a piece of plastic.
No, becomes a real person.
Really? Do you not think that actually the movie Mannequin is very damaging? Because it's like, oh, I have a plastic doll as a girlfriend. I can dress her up like Barbie.
She's still a person who can dress herself.
I think Mannequin is just equally as male-centered, dominating as something like Vertigo is.
Oh goodness!
Where Jimmy Stewart just dresses Kim Novak up in the exact same clothes.
Yeah, you bring that up a lot.
Because it's fascinating to me. It's a fascinating movie, that's why.
They look very bored for like hearing this fight happening with the president. They're just sitting there like, oh.
They all look very unenthused. They're not really interested at all.
Yeah, I haven't seen Mannequin in a long time too.
What are other movies like Mannequin that I'm thinking of?
Mannequin 2 on the move. Mannequin on the move.
I feel like I always think of. I feel like for some reason I always think of Dirty Dancing when I think of Mannequin.
Why?
Because they both came out in the same year. Did they both come out in the same year?
I believe so. Oh.
I want to say they're both 1986. Dirty Dancing is definitely 1986. Like Footloose as well. For some reason, Footloose and Dirty Dancing go hand in hand. We know that.
Oh, I saw a great video on TikTok of this guy being like, "This is me looking for when you're looking for help at a Home Depot store," and he's like just doing the whole Footloose like warehouse dance through the aisles and doing flips and stuff, and like no one's around him because he's looking for help at the hardware store, and no one's ever around to help you. And so he's just doing never, 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 like all through the Home Depot.
Oh my god!
Funny.
I will say in favour of Footloose, Janine, that the actual Footloose as a song is one of the few songs that can truly turn me from being, no, I'm sitting in the corner at this party and not doing anything, to being the one in the middle of the dance floor, giving it everything.
Are you serious? Footloose is the song.
It's one of the few songs that can truly just instantly do that. It's just like, Footloose is on. Like, come on, get up.
Are you serious?
I am serious. Footloose, absolutely, 100%.
Add that to the log of how to get Morgan to do things he doesn't want to do. Footloose is the song.
Footloose is one of the songs, yes.
That's not even his best soundtrack song.
Is it not, though? It is.
I think I'm all right.
It's not as good as it's not a dance song, though, is it?
I could dance to that one. You see that?
Yeah, I suppose it is a dance song, isn't it? But I was fearful you were going to say something from Top Gun.
No, I mean Danger Zone's like
not a dance song.
No, I guess you could dance to
Danger Zone's just a kind of a power song. It's a good song to sing.
Mm-hmm.
But Footloose is about dancing. That's why.
Yeah.
Is this movie the start of I'm gruff and old now, Harrison Ford? Or does it happen slightly before?
I think this might be
was it Patriot Games? Or the Jack what is it? Jack movies. Is it Jack Ryan or Jack Reacher? Which one is it?
Jack Ryan. Jack Reacher is Tom Cruise. No, Patriot Games is a Jack Ryan movie.
No, I know that. I was just wondering if Jack Ryan or Jack Reacher was the correct Jack.
Yeah, Jack Ryan. No, I'd say this is probably like peak, starting to get crotchety.
So he wasn't crotchety in Patriot Games. He was just an action star. Still. Yeah. Is it when it's the fact that it's the fact that "Get Off My Plane" is said in such a gruff
way, yeah.
That's why.
I know.
True Lies is a fantastic movie, Steve.
It's great.
True Lies is great.
We covered it on the show, right? When we did Terminator.
True Lies. True Lies is like, it's not why, but like, my God, Jamie Lee Curtis is ridiculously attractive in this movie.
Yes, right?
Like, unbelievable. Like, the particular scene in True Lies truly makes me kind of be like, okay, settle.
Right?
Because she's taking it to the absolute next level.
Yeah. It used to be on Prime. It's not on Prime anymore. They must have taken it off, because I think they take a bunch of stuff off in the new year, you know.
Oh, but they add stuff as well, don't they?
Yeah.
They do a change around. Gary Oldman being Russian. Vaguely Russian. It's unclear. He's just vaguely Russian. Could be from could also be from Bulgaria. Probably not from Bulgaria. Belarus, that's where I meant. Not Bulgaria. former Soviet.
Oh yeah, like they took it off everything.
No, we're not allowed to watch True Lies anymore.
It's streaming on like this random one called Sling.
Sling? It's not a thing. Nobody has Sling.
Yeah.
Sling is the Bing of streaming services. Nobody has that.
Well, even if it was.
William H. Macy. What was the first movie you ever saw William H. Macy in, and why was it Jurassic Park 3? That was mine. That was mine.
I don't remember what the first thing I saw him in was. I think the first thing I saw him in that I remembered it was him was probably Pleasantville.
Do you know what? I still haven't seen that movie. I've been wanting to watch that movie so long.
I've been wanting to do a series on like modern black and white, but I can't think of like more than two things.
The Lighthouse.
You've seen The Lighthouse.
I have, but I would like to watch it again.
Well, that doesn't count for Morgan hasn't seen.
Morgan hasn't seen recently?
That doesn't count.
Recently, as in the last month?
That's terrible. It does not count.
You know what as well? Do you know why? Do you know what it is as well with the rigid American presidential support? Is that they all have crew cuts.
Yeah.
All of them have the most militarized haircut in the world. Like clones, like clone troopers. Might as well be voiced by Tamara Morrison. All the same. Boring. There's no personality to these people. They're just machines. They're like the Terminator, but less fun.
Yeah.
Steve's talking about Sling like he actually knows what it is here. He does. He knows exactly what it is. I've never heard of that in my life. It might be an American thing. We have a streaming service called BritBox.
Yeah, they literally took it off everything. I was like, I'm just gonna buy it on Vudu right now because how do I not own this movie? And it's just not there.
If you want to watch the historic British television shows, Janine, BritBox is the one you've got to get if you're in Britain, because they're getting less and less on Netflix, and unless the BBC shows and they're on BBC iPlayer, you have to watch them on BritBox. But do people have BritBox? Probably not.
Probably not. No.
I love the guy. I love that it's the guy who Spider-Man's laugh. What is he doing?
Mr. Dipkovich.
I do love that. I do actually. I do love those Spider-Man movies, and I love that very random small actors show up in them.
Joel McHale, like what the hell?
Yeah, like what? And I'm not talking about the obvious Bruce Campbell ones. But like,
I was watching Caravan of Garbage, and they were like going through the Spider-Man movies, and the grandpa from The Visit is like in the background of the scene where Alfred Molina is doing the test of the arms, and I'm like, hey, that's the grandpa from The Visit.
You know what? I did think I recognized him, but it's probably not from that, because that seems like too small a character.
Yeah. He was just in the background, like in that crowd of people who were watching the demonstration.
Right. You know,
I
like
just spotted him in a video about the movie, not actually watching the movie.
Well, you know the guy who kills Uncle Ben in Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he will always be just the guy who killed him. Like, you know his face.
Right?
Just such a recognizable face. So when you see him in anything else, it's just like, oh, he's from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, why does Spider-Man have the capability of being one of these movies that's just like you remember every face from?
Yes. the Doc Ock's wife in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
She's the voice of Mother Gothel in Tangled.
she is. She is. The guy who is it? The guy who runs the pizzeria?
Yes, he's in everything.
He's in everything. The guy who runs the cafe where Mary Jane.
The woman who orders the pizzas, who works at the business office, is what's her face? Zoe Deschanel's sister from Bones. Lucy Lawless is just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just in there because Raimi.
Yes. Which also props to Lucy Lawless, who clapped back at Kevin Sorbo.
That was
Xena clapping back at Hercules.
Oh,
it was beautiful. And she got arrested for protesting.
Lucy Lawless got arrested for protesting.
Yes.
No doubt she wasn't doing anything at all.
No, probably not. So she was trending the other night because she had gotten arrested for protesting a really good cause. And then for her clapping back at Kevin Sorbo.
Not an appropriate Hercules, then, is he? Really?
No. So
we'll stick with
Xena, please.
Hercules.
Yes.
Or didn't Dwayne Johnson play Hercules at one point?
He did.
Or probably some sort of historic Hercules who, if exists, I'm ashamed I don't know them. But I don't know. Lucy Lawless is great in whatever Lucy Lawless is doing.
Yeah, I really like her. I was trying to get you to watch that show Spartacus. She's great in Spartacus.
Spartacus, Blood and Sand.
Yes, it's a little overkill, of course, on the sexy because it's like a channel show.
Yeah,
but she's great. Her and what's his face from The Mummy? What's his name?
Brendan Fraser.
No, Evie's brother.
Dwayne Johnson. I'm trying to name people I know from The Mummy. Who else
British
is
guy. He plays her annoying brother.
I don't know.
He's a British actor. You probably know him really well.
I probably do, but now I have to look. 1999's The Mummy, Janine.
John Hannah.
John Hannah.
You don't know who that is?
Not by name.
I thought he was famous in your part.
Oh, I do know his face. He is in Spartacus.
Spartacus might make him and Lucy Lawless were married and had the Lutus, the school with all the Spartan training guys.
I have seen a couple episodes of Spartacus.
Spartacus might make Morgan blush.
While you're making your jokes, I have seen a couple episodes of Spartacus, and yes, I will attest it's unbelievably unnecessarily sex focused. It's like the early seasons of Game of Thrones times 50. It's a little bit ridiculous. If you want to
see Jai Courtney be good in anything, it's Spartacus.
Or
I thought he was good in Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, and he's going to be in the other Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
it's supposed to come out this year. John Hannah, 4 weddings and Morgan doesn't watch 4 weddings and a funeral, Steve.
It's too British for you. You snob. You snooty snob.
Isn't 4 weddings and a funeral like, oh my god, unbearable Hugh Grant?
No, he's a good guy in that.
No, but it's oh my god, unbearable Hugh Grant for me.
Yes, that's where his whole kind of stereotype of being the sappy.
That's where the
mistake.
Flopping about with my hair.
Yes, that and where
I will give Hugh Grant. I will give him About a Boy, and I will give him Anything else? Will I give him anything else, Janine?
Gentleman.
Gentleman, I'll give him the gentleman, actually. I
I
will.
think you watched that and you liked it, right?
Yeah, I'll give him that. Just any time he's not being a floppy flop, really. I'm fine with him.
Or a
Just,
douche nozzle.
yeah, but at least he was that in About a Boy, but then he redeemed himself, didn't
He
he?
was like that in the cute little fax lady. Then he was like that in Bridget Jones.
Bridget Jones, actually. Will I give him I won't give him Bridget. Well, I'll give Bridget Jones.
That guy's pretending to be a helper, but he's the bad guy.
Terrible. I like Bridget Jones, but obviously we're not really supposed to like Hugh Grant.
Him, so it works.
Jones, so it works.
This guy's in everything too.
Who?
This guy.
I don't know which. There's a lot of guys. It's
old
mainly
guy who's talking to the Quantum Leap guy and Glenn Close.
Glenn Close is giving some sort of speech on a podium now.
See, you were just so off with me.
Pause.
They're talking about doing the 25th Amendment.
Who are? In this movie?
Yes.
Get it? Happening.
The president may be alive, but he may not be the president.
You know when it did happen, don't you, Janine? You know when it did happen? In the movie Dave.
It did.
But that was for a sinister, that was for an upsetting reason, not an evil one.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Right, I'm going to unpause again. We are doing everything for all the safety of the people on
Watch your fax machine.
Janine, what are your feelings towards the fax machine? Do you think it was actually ever a needed thing?
I mean, before email.
But actually, when you think about like the peak of the fax machine, email was a thing.
Yeah, that's true.
So like, why is the fax machine even there?
I mean,
it's just a phone. It's just a phone that prints out things.
Essentially. I mean, was it an easier way to send documents than just like emailing them and printing them out?
Probably at the time.
Yeah.
Because maybe it would have taken less time.
Yeah.
I wasn't using
it faster than
1995. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never faxed anything ever, so I don't know.
I remember seeing a fax machine in a museum. No, it wasn't in a museum. It was in an office. I remember actually being quite fascinated by them because it's like, what? A phone that prints things? Like, what is this? Do you speak down the phone and it prints out what you say?
Yeah. Yeah, I never really understood how it worked, but
Stop talking about threesomes on our public streams, please. I'm not prepared. Steve doesn't even care to remember the third person's name. Wow.
That's sad.
A baseball movie. Baseball movie.
It's like, I wonder if they're really speaking the language, because subtitles always just say speaking whatever language, and they don't like say what they're saying.
You'd like to think so.
But then maybe it's just because like the movie didn't give you subtitles, so you're not supposed to know what they're saying.
I've got the subtitles on, so.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, if you didn't have them on and were just watching the movie, you wouldn't know what they were saying in Russian, so that's maybe why it says.
Yeah. Probs.
Sorry, you guys brought up Spartacus.
No, it doesn't matter. Steve. I'm just saying, like, Spartacus is a perfectly fine show, but you know, like, I have to be in like a certain like frame of mind for something like Spartacus. It's just, it's too much.
Yeah.
It
So
is.
has he been completely shamed because of the scandal, or
Who?
has it William H Macy, or has it mostly just fallen on his Felicity, his
Oh,
wife?
William H. Macy was in that, wasn't he? What
Yes.
about that? I wonder what you were talking about. He was. I
Yeah,
haven't seen him since then, to be honest.
but I feel like it mostly came up on her.
I think the fact that I don't remember he was there is probably a good thing for him.
Yeah.
I like William H. Macy, though. I like him in things. He always plays a very weaselly person. I mean,
Yeah.
look at this parachuting.
Well, this movie, he's not playing a Weasley person.
No, he's not, I suppose, is he? Which somewhat makes him look more attractive than he usually does as well.
There's actually a really good movie with him and Chris Evans called Cellular. Did I make you watch that movie?
No, I don't think so.
Where he's
Can we just
line.
Can we just take a moment to just determine the amount of movies Janine has made me watch compared to the amount of movies I've made Janine watch is just extraordinary. The difference.
Well, because you haven't seen anything.
Well, I suppose the majority of the movies we do on the main show are ones you haven't watched.
Yeah, but sometimes you haven't seen them either.
Sometimes I haven't. That's what I like about the main
But
show.
technically, they're not like movies that you're showing me. They're movies that like we both haven't seen.
No, but sometimes they are. It's explosiony, explosiony.
Oh, watch this Facts lady go on her parachute. It's so
Oh, I
adorable.
saw that.
And she's just like,
Oh my god, she looks like she's having the best time.
just floating down, like wee.
I'd be terrified, and she's like, "Yay!"
That's how beautiful CGI of them in the air.
Yeah, I mean the CGI. Look, it's 97. It's what we expect.
She's so excited.
What is everyone's favourite William H. Macy role?
I mean, Pleasantville's pretty good, but I also do like him in that Cellular movie.
Okay. Not in
Like,
Jurassic.
it's a very no. It's a very
Why? What's wrong with him in Jurassic Park 3? I'm not talking about Jurassic Park 3 as a movie. I'm talking about William H. Macy in Jurassic Park 3. I don't think there's much wrong with him. He plays the perfect divorce dad in Jurassic Park 3. He does. Because he always looks really miserable.
yeah.
Like the world is way too much for this poor, weaselly little man.
Yeah.
He's basically Rumpelstiltskin if he didn't have the confidence.
Oh, this is the big. Always some big explosion, even in the sky.
So many unbelievable levels of fire.
Is he just like you said? He's just like, don't move. He's like, he's the president. I have to save him. Okay, go save him.
Plain boom is about right there, Steve. Yeah.
Working title: Plain Boom. Plain go boom boom.
Plain go boom boom. Okay.
Okay, when are we gonna find out that guy's a bad guy?
No, I don't know. I've got to give it to Gary Oldman. This has been virtually entirely successful so far.
What, his plan?
Yeah. Like, he fully got these people where he wants them. This is not like a Die Hard situation where we're trying to find one person, is it? This is I'm winning, and that's just gonna happen.
Ooh.
It is also a little bit like, I mean, I know it's a thing, and I know it's a historical thing, and I know it's a necessary. I mean, it's not really a necessary rivalry, but I suppose rivalry is kind of a soft word for it. Between the US and Russia or the Soviet Union.
Yes, where every movie was like they were always the villain.
Oh my God, they're obsessed with painting every single Russian person as horrible.
Yeah.
Like,
I just watched Cliffhanger for the first time like a couple weeks ago.
Cliffhanger with Stallone.
I never saw more than the first opening scene. Like that was always like the only part I ever saw, and never saw any more than that.
What's your favorite Stallone movie that's not Rocky?
Demolition Man.
Okay.
I love that movie.
You know what mine is? You know, my favorite Stallone movie is that's not Rocky.
What?
It's not a Rambo movie.
Okay.
It's not. It's not Demolition Man.
What is it?
It's not even an action movie. It's Escape to Victory, the football war movie, where he plays the goalkeeper with Michael.
Of course it is. How did I not remember that?
It's a funny movie. I mean, it's not a funny. I mean, it is a funny movie in parts.
Yeah, that's depressing, Jimmy. The opening. Yeah. So I watched more of it. I watched the whole movie now. So yeah, it was pretty good. Like I was like, this is what this movie is about. Like Michael Rooker's in it with hair.
Michael Rooker did used to have hair.
Yes.
I mean,
Nice curly hair.
Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer will show you Michael Rooker with hair. Yes.
Oh my god.
Victory. Excellent movie. It's so good. The score, the fact that it perfectly melds a Great Escape war movie with football.
Wow. Okay.
Has all the players, real players in there, including.
Yeah, John Lithgow, another actor who's always a villain.
He is, but then weirdly, he's also like. I feel like John Lithgow shouldn't always be a villain because his voice is also kind of like warm and grandfatherly.
Yes. Well, like the stupid Daddy's Home movies are dumb, but in the sequel, like he was like a really sweet dad, like who really loved his son, and they were very sweet and adorable together.
I can't do a very good John Lithgow impression, but he does have a warmth about him, which is why it's quite unusual that he always plays villains. His villains are always very good.
Well, yeah, like he went from playing the villain to Denzel Washington in Ricochet to being like his friendly boss in The Pelican Brief. So
This is why you know more movies than me of
yes.
the last 30 years.
Yes, he was in Harry and the Hendersons.
He was. He was.
I've never seen that movie though.
Although I believe Harry and the Hendersons isn't called Harry and the Hendersons in Britain. Let me just check. I think it's got a silly name. You know, like one of those situations.
Bad guy grandpappy. Yes. Yes, Michael.
You know, one of those situations where Britain calls movies weird things
Yes.
for no real reason. Like, why?
California Man instead of Encino Man, because there's no like people wouldn't know what Encino is.
It's exactly why. California Man. Never seen the movie. Not really interested in seeing the movie.
What, California Man?
No.
Why?
It doesn't really appeal To be honest.
I've actually never seen Encino.
Of course, that's what it's called. It's
What?
called Bigfoot and the Hendersons.
Seriously? Are you serious?
I am.
That does not have a good ring at all.
Why? Why is it? We can see it's a Bigfoot. If we look at the poster, we know what it is. We understand the concept of the
Harry's
movie.
just like hairy, like he's hairy, like he's got a lot of hair. So like people
Well,
would get the play on words once they saw the picture.
I don't know if they would, because you say the name Harry and the word hairy very similar, and we don't.
Okay.
It's like I know you made fun of me the other day when I was talking about a religious worker who was known as a pastor, and you said I just sound like I'm saying food.
Yes.
Because I do say those two words exactly the same. Pasta, I eat pasta. That man is a pastor.
Yes.
It's the exact same. But what you would say is pasta and pastor.
Pastor. Yes.
Yeah, pastor with a R.
When you say your R, it's like
Pasta with a long N.
It never makes that sound. It didn't sound right. Pastor. It doesn't sound right. That does not sound right at all.
Pastor.
Oh my gosh.
I ate pastor in Harry and the Hendersons.
Harry and Harry.
So you're just saying Harry Potter at this point, aren't you?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter is not that hairy. Even when he goes bare-chested in Deathly Hallows, he's not that hairy. I've seen more hair on a worm.
That just disappoints me that it's Bigfoot and the Hendersons.
It's ridiculous. It's a silly name.
That just ruins that whole title.
I know we're watching Air Force One, but now I want to go through other silly British names of movies. I'm enjoying Air Force One. It's a fun action movie, Janine. I like it.
Yeah, you got your explosions. You got Harrison Ford kicking ass.
Different names for Santa Claus. Different names for movies is what we want.
Yeah, look. Steve's coming up with some good ideas. You say, I say, a new Patreon exclusive.
It doesn't have to be a Patreon exclusive, Steve. It could just be a piece of video content. Couldn't it? It just be a nice series. That would be quite fun, wasn't it? We were talking about Das Boot before because that's a Wolfgang Peterson movie.
Yes. Well, that might be a fun series too, to talk about these weird movie title name changes. So save them. Don't announce. The weird movie titles.
Okay. Okay.
Potential future content for us.
Can I say one of them if I find a particularly stupid one?
Yes, please.
Oh no, I don't. I'm not interested in
magic piece of glass. The magic piece of glass that everyone always hangs on to.
Yes. No, that's not a silly one. That's not a silly one. I mean, I don't think that's a silly one. I think that's a reasonable one. You know, the Harold and Kumar?
Mm-hmm.
Harold and Kumar go to White Castle?
Yeah.
Is outside of the US, where nobody has a clue what White Castle is. It's just called Harold and Kumar Get the Munchies. But that makes perfect sense because nobody would have a clue what White Castle is.
High, so it's technically just the Munchies.
So it like that one is but like Bigfoot and the Hendersons is just needless.
Yeah.
Because we understand, like, Americans don't call Bigfoot Harry as just a term. And we understand that Harry's Bigfoot by just the fact that he looks like Bigfoot.
Bigfoot and the Hendersons. Like, cause you could just look at the cover and know.
Obvious, the most glaring, stupid one will always be the first Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Your fault.
Sorry, because they're like, no one's gonna know what a philosopher is. But it's like if that played, if the name of the stone played into the story, that would be
It
one
does.
thing. But not really in the movie. That's what I'm
The
saying.
change was made to make it seem more magical and less academic for American children. In fact, it says for stupid Americans. It doesn't. It just,
Oh no, he killed Dickovich. Like, what is the point of wearing a bulletproof vest if it didn't even protect you?
it's always the case with movie bulletproof vests, so isn't it? It doesn't seem to do anything. Or either that or any form of armor
Right?
never does anything in a movie, does it?
No.
Like, that's one that I've never understood either, actually. Oh, God. That one really confused me. That's a point.
Right.
You know the fifth Pirates of the Caribbean movie?
Yes.
What's the subtitle of it?
Oh, I don't remember.
So it's Dead Men Tell No Tales,
Hmm?
which makes perfect sense. Like, that's a piratey thing to say.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. No. Outside of the US, that movie is Pirates of the Caribbean, Salazar's Revenge, which is the worst title in the history of titles. Oh my God.
Why would they do that?
What's the point? Needless. Who is looking at a movie called Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales and thinking, that's not right? Yes, get off my plane. I've just got to get off my plane.
Yay.
Pushes him off the plane. Get off my plane, says
I'm
Harrison.
still way behind. I got way behind you again.
Well, we can watch it twice then.
He's got the wife hostage where I'm at.
Get off my plane.
Oh, that was pretty good.
I didn't have enough gruff. I don't
Wow.
have a gruff
Or
voice.
here comes Nolan again, just being all crotchety, just like Harrison Ford.
There's no one not like this movie.
He was able to step away for that long to get burritos. Doesn't feel bad about it.
I think no one likes this movie. No one doesn't like it.
Salazar's Revenge sounds like a drug dealer drama. It does.
It does a little bit, yes, it does. But it's just, what's the point of that? What is the point? I can think of nothing called Dead Men Tell No Tales. Although I call it Dead Men Tell No Tales. Zootopia is another stupid one.
Yes.
Somehow in Britain it's called Zootropolis, which makes it sound terrible. And I'd just call it Zootopia because what's the difference?
Yeah.
And what's another stupid one? I was just thinking about it. And it's gone. Vengers. That was it. Vengers. But that one makes more sense to me. It makes more sense to me, but you're looking at a poster or seeing a trailer for a movie called The Avengers, and if it's got Iron Man and Captain America in, nobody's thinking it's the old TV show with Diana Rigg.
Yeah.
Nobody's thinking that because they can see Iron Man there. He's there. There he is. It's The Avengers.
Okay, so I just got to it.
Get off my plane. And then Gary Oldman's just hanging there looking cold and dead.
Terrible. And you think it's all good, right?
You do. But it's not, because it's a setting up for the sequel, like a horror movie.
Gary Oldman's back as a zombie.
Michael, the neck snapping sound effect on Oldman makes me wince every time. Then I'm like, yeah, yes. Look, you got to do well for a good neck snapping sound effect. It's impressive.
I wonder if he is aware of like how much he uses his hands. Well, I mean, he's been made aware of it now, but
What, Harrison?
yeah,
What,
I wonder if
speak?
it's
Yeah.
a conscious thing. Like his finger is like a big thing.
This is why I will like sit like this with my arms folded. It doesn't mean I'm like closed off from the world. Like the arms folded body language tends to suggest. But if I wasn't doing this, I would be giving it all this and speaking like I usually speak and doing this with my arms and giving it like pretending to do some sort of weird Macarena.
Yeah.
The Macarena 2.0 is just, it's the Morgan Rayner. Morgan Rayner sounds like the son of Pepe Rayner.
What?
Goalkeeper, used to play for Liverpool.
I've never
Spanish.
seen the
The Morgan Rayner.
the Stallone Judge Dredd.
That's a point. Stallone, Judge Dredd. No, neither have I. Never seen that.
With my good friend Rob Schneider.
Oh God. Oh God. We got over that though. We got over that. Rob Schneider got over it, Janine.
He did.
Rob Schneider got over it. He's not mad with you anymore.
Yeah.
He's not mad with you for absolutely no reason anymore.
Nobody knows that guy's evil yet. They found out he's evil in yours already?
No. No. Yeah, I know Kazakhstan's not in the Middle East. Don't know why I'm going on with this. But I was looking yesterday for like post-COVID travel destinations.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking like I would actually quite like to go to a really, really old Middle Eastern city. You know, that's like the center of the Islamic Golden Age or something like that.
Okay.
The center of the Islamic Golden Age was Baghdad. You can't go to Baghdad. You can't go to Baghdad. It's too dangerous. You can't go to Iran. Too dangerous. And that's basically Persia. You could do. There's a lot of old stuff there. Way too dangerous. Like even Israel. But it's just like there's too much tension.
Yeah, there's too much bad stuff going on over there.
I'd love to go to I'd love to go to Jerusalem, but I'd feel unsafe.
Yeah. That's a good point, Michael. They were already over the ocean when Oldman died, right? I had to think. Hate to think of his corpse just drifted into someone's house.
Somebody's asleep at night. Oh, lying down.
Just like Con Air, where they dropped Dave Chappelle's body on top of a car in Fresno, where I live.
Fresno. That's the only reason you remember that.
They mentioned Fresno like 3 times in Con Air, so I'm very excited. Like, yeah.
Not as good as Face Off, though, is it? As far as silly Nick Cage movies.
I mean, that was a great double feature when I was like 11 or 13 or something.
I think it's a great double feature anyway. Never mind 11 or 13.
Well, no, I mean, I saw it as a kid at a drive-in. That was like, yeah,
driving.
Such a great movie experience.
I'd love to go to more drive-ins. I've only ever been to one drive-in. You know what that was, don't you?
Now I want to watch the new Top Gun again because you said that earlier. Yes, I do want to watch Top Gun, which we're gonna make you to watch Top Gun.
You know what my
We should do a watch along Top Gun and have Tina on and see if this is.
I mean, we could do that. I'd be up for doing that.
That's all she has been doing during her Air Force training.
Only because she's in the Air Force. But you know what my one and only driving movie ever was? Don't you? Come on.
I don't remember.
History trivia. I will give you another clue.
Was that when you saw the first Avenger?
Well,
Yeah.
Captain America, the First Avenger. I was in California. It was 2011.
Hmm.
That's when that movie came out. Had no idea what the MCU even was. At that point, it was just a superhero movie.
Oh my gosh, well, it's a good thing that was kind of one that was based around its own origins. It wasn't super dependent on the other ones at that time.
Really struggled if going in watching Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
Guys, what are some like relatively safe Middle East? I mean, I could go to like Istanbul, I suppose. But Turkey's basically Europe now anyway, so that doesn't count.
You could go to
I could go to Istanbul. Istanbul's got a lot of old buildings in. I could go to Istanbul.
But what is drawing you to those places?
Because I've never really been to anywhere like that. I've never been to...
You could go to Casablanca.
I could go to Casablanca, but that's in Morocco.
Yeah, so just go over there.
That's not the Middle East.
I know it's not the Middle East, but is every place you've named in the Middle East is like, no, that's too dangerous. That's not safe. That's probably not a good idea.
Obviously,
I'm
nobody's...
saying if you want to go somewhere that is a very unique destination, but it's also somewhere that might have some good history.
I'd like to go to Jordan and reenact the ending of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. But that's all I'd do there. And also, I don't think it's that safe a place.
Yeah.
Because it's right next to Syria. Oh, can't go to Syria, can you? It's completely out of the question. Guys, what are some Middle Eastern places with history that I can go to apart from Istanbul? That's barely Middle Eastern by my account. But is because it's got old mosques and that sort of stuff. And that's really what I'm interested. I'm interested in very old religious buildings. I like very old religious buildings, Janine. Did you know that?
Yes. You like everything that's old.
I do, but I do like very old religious buildings.
He's already been to Egypt.
I have been to Egypt, but even Egypt these days is more dangerous than it used to be. I think it's still quite funky in Egypt. I wouldn't be... I mean, I would love to go back to Egypt, to be honest with you. But I'm not so sure. Could at the minute. I think Istanbul's our best bet.
Do some research.
I have been doing. That's why I was looking at, for some reason, Baghdad, but you can't go to Baghdad. It's also like, not to get super political, but like the invasion of Iraq pretty much ruined Baghdad as a cultural place,
Yeah.
It basically is not... all of its history is rubble. Fortunately for history.
Oh.
Another
cliffhanger connection. No, Gibbs is evil.
Nobody likes Gibbs. He's called Gibbs. That's why nobody likes him. Nobody called Gibbs has ever been nice. They just called Gibbs. Kieran Gibbs used to play for Arsenal and West Brom. There's nothing unnecessarily evil about Kieran Gibbs. That's the only other Gibbs I can think of. People called Gibbs, Janine. There's somebody called Gibbs in Pirates of the Caribbean. He's quite nice, man, actually.
Yes.
People called Gibbs. Gibbs.
It's like,
These are
why
good.
is he still staying loyal to this when he, like, all the people are dead?
I don't know. Doesn't make a great deal of sense to me. Gibbs. Oh, maybe, you know what, Janine? Maybe North Africa's not a bad bet. Morocco. Maybe Morocco's not a bad bet.
Yeah.
Morocco's Islamic, isn't it? Is Morocco Islamic?
You'll see terrible, what's his face, doing a terrible accent. And like he did in John Wick 3.
Oh, yes, Jerome Flynn did, didn't he? Oh, God, what was he doing?
It was like 10 different accents he was trying to do.
Oh, it was dreadful. Could pretend to be John Wick, though, couldn't I, if I went to Morocco?
Yes.
Could also pretend to be Humphrey Bogart, which would be more up my street.
Yes.
I could pretend to be Humphrey Bogart, buy a bar, and be depressed.
Yes, you could watch Casablanca in Casablanca.
I could. Mind you, I think like Morocco's very kind of. I want to sell you all.
Wow, this Air Force One PS1 cutscene is amazing.
Nolan does not like Air Force One.
He does not, but we appreciate the support, the obligated support.
I appreciate the humor, Nolan. That's what I appreciate. I like literally just try and think of places to go in my. I mean, I do actually. I mean, never mind. Never mind places that I've mentioned already. Now, I do want to go to Eastern Europe, various places, because there's a hell of a lot of old monasteries and things in Eastern Europe and castles in like Serbia and Romania.
Yeah.
And it's not that expensive to get to from this part of the world. So
Nolan does like Air Force One. It's just funny CGI.
It is funny. See, it's not good CGI.
Yeah,
it's 1997.
They tried. They
did. They tried. We've got to commend them for trying.
No, Gibbs, get it out of here, Gibbs.
The movie does last much longer after Get Off My Plane than I realized.
Right? You thought that was like the final line of the movie.
Well, I didn't think it was the final line of the movie, but I thought it was like Get Off My Plane, I'm now landing the plane, and that's the movie.
No, but you got Gibbs lurking around.
Gibbs. Who walks around with candles? Who's doing that? Weirdos. Who walks around with big, tall candles, carrying them around? Like it's some sort of...
No!
I'm way ahead of you.
William H. Macy, no!
Yes, I'm...
Yes.
Unbelievably far ahead.
And I've pushed 10 ahead.
Yeah, well, it doesn't make any difference. Speaking of Russia, actually, in Air Force One, I'd like to go to Moscow.
Yeah.
I would like to go to Moscow. The movie's finished. It wants me to watch The Fugitive next. I'm not going to watch The Fugitive. That's also on Prime, though, Janine.
Fugitive.
Fugitive. That's what it wants me to watch next.
Uh oh. Of course. It's about to fall out of the thing.
I'm just now watching you watch a movie.
It just ended for you. The plane has just crashed into the water. And with the terrible CGI, I guess. Yes, that is so bad. Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
Oh, it is. It is not.
Steve, stay on my plane.
It's not. It's not great.
Technically, that last scene is "Stay on my plane."
It is. It is. It is. Which is silly. It does want me to watch The Fugitive next, though. I'm not going to. Not at this time. It's too late in the day to start watching The Fugitive now.
Just stay up like I do.
The thing is, Janine, I like to keep a body clock, unlike you.
I can't help it.
Is Tommy Lee Jones the villain in The Fugitive? Asks Nolan.
No, he is the cop who's chasing. Harrison Ford was accused. I think it's based on a true story or something like that.
Harrison Ford is actually the villain. He's not.
No. He was accused of killing his wife, but he claims a one-armed man came in. That's why there's always like that saying, "It was the one-armed man who killed my wife."
Are we sure that's from The Fugitive and it's not from like some sort of pirate? The one-armed man.
Yeah, he claimed somebody killed his wife.
I'm fairly sure that's from Treasure Island.
He got framed for it. Hey, Randall.
Hey, Randall, nice to see you. Pop in for the very end of Air Force One. Yay.
He got framed for it. And then he escaped from jail so he could try to figure out what really happened to his wife. And Tommy Lee Jones is the officer who's chasing him. So technically, Harrison Ford is a good guy because he didn't really kill his wife, or so we're led to believe.
Randall's at work.
And Tommy Lee Jones doesn't care who he is. He just knows we got to catch this guy. So let's just go after him. So that's why when he comes face to face with him and he's like, "I didn't kill my wife," Tommy Lee Jones is like, "I don't care," because he's just doing his job. Okay, I'm done.
Steve's asking, when do we watch Passenger 57?
Always bet on black. Yes.
Are we watching Passenger 57?
We can.
Not now.
No.
Not now.
No. So what did you think? What did you think, Morgan?
That was pretty much exactly what I thought it was, to be honest with you. A little bit over dramatic. Yeah. And over explosiony and over actiony and extremely American.
Yes.
And it was great. I like Harrison Ford. I like President Ford. Not necessarily the real President Ford. Don't know enough about Gerald Ford to know that. Fortunately, don't even know. Janine, I don't even know enough about Gerald Ford to know if he would have been able to cope in the same way Harrison Ford did.
Yeah, probably not.
But I don't know. I virtually know nothing about Gerald.
Nolan is very happy about her. So we're gonna do a home Morgan hasn't seen on the Karate Kid, and
later
then
afterwards, not now, not at the moment. We're doing Presidents.
Yes. And then we will probably maybe do some 3 episodes breaking down the 3 seasons of a live show or something. So
Cobra Kai.
Of Cobra Kai series, yeah.
Can I call it Cobra Kai?
No.
Can I call it Cobra Kai?
No.
But some people would pronounce it that way.
No.
I've known people to pronounce Cobra as Cobra.
Well, they'd be
as in a snake. And I've known some people to pronounce the name Kai, K.
No.
Is Cobra Kai called Cobra Kai because the founder of Cobra Kai was named Kai.
No.
What relevance does Kai have?
I don't know.
Feel like the show should tell you that. Terrible show, never watch it.
Well, you're gonna watch it, so deal with
Yeah,
it.
I know I'm going to watch it. I know I'm going to watch it. This was fun. Ah, lovely stuff, Jenny.
So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what you're doing for your watch along.
No, we will, but it will be a voted world leader based. We're going to try and keep it somewhat fun, so it's not going to be like, any movie about a horrible world leader. It's not going to be any horrible biopic or anything like that.
Yeah, no boring biopic. Something fun.
Biopics not necessarily boring. It's just they can be horrible sometimes because
They also very boring as well.
They can be, yes, but sometimes, like, if I was to watch the very, very good world leader biopic, The Last King of Scotland, starring Forrest Whitaker as Ugandan dictator Idi Amin, it's a good movie, but like, it's a bad watch-along.
Yes.
It's a terrible watch-along. However, I think if we were to watch something like a world leader movie, what's a fun world leader movie? I don't know, Janine, off the top of my head. I don't know. God.
Would like, royal people be considered world leaders?
Yeah. It depends what time it is.
So maybe like the King's Speech.
King's Speech, but then is that a good watch along?
I don't know. I like that.
Watch along. The Dictator starring Sacha Baron Cohen, I think would probably be quite a good watch along, actually.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen it, so.
It is about a world leader, but a fake world leader of a fake country. At least Air Force One is a real country.
Yeah.
I feel like it has to be a real country. I feel like if it's not a real country, coming to America.
Steve. Okay, you go vote in that poll, Steve. Go
Never
vote.
Mind.
No
Never
poll.
mind. Never mind. Never mind my terrible, terrible determination on having it be a real country. Coming to America. Phenomenal choice.
Steve, you're a genius.
You are a genius, Steve. You are a genius. It is about a world leader. It's a great watch-along movie. And it's got a sequel coming out this year.
Yes. Steve's a genius.
Steve is a genius.
Hashtag Steve's a genius.
Hashtag Steve's a genius.
So is that official? We're doing Coming to America?
Yeah, I can't find any better. I can't find any better. Other than, Black Panther, but then we'd all get upset. So, Coming to America.
Okay. Well, then
if we're talking about fake African nations and their leaders, the unfortunately upsetting one to watch at the moment is Black Panther. The absolutely joyous, hilarious one is, and will always be, Coming to America.
Yes.
Steve's genius.
Yes.
Applause for Steve. Applause for Steve. Applause for Steve.
So next watch along, which will be on
a couple of weeks. Today in a couple of weeks, basically. Not next Sunday, the Sunday after. That is Sunday, the 24th.
All right.
Sunday the 24th. At the same time, Coming to America. Right here.
All right.
I can't. Oh, God, it's so good.
It's perfect.
I've not watched Coming to America in ages.
Yeah, I didn't watch it this Christmas. Like, I usually watch it at Christmas time. But
what do I think about Get Off My Podcast? It was a name of a podcast?
Get off my plane. Where we just talk about patriotic movies from the perspective of a British person.
I think Get Off My Podcast would be a fun one as like it would be a comedy podcast based on the fact that the guest would come on and try and keep me entertained for as long as they possibly could
So it's
before I
basically
shouted, "Get off my podcast" at them.
like Harrison Ford.
Yes.
That sounds like Showtime at the Apollo, but a podcast.
That's exactly what it is. Yes, exactly.
Fair enough.
Like the Apollo Theatre, but in a podcast. Everybody comes on until people get really annoyed. It wouldn't just be me either, okay? It'd be like 3 of us.
It last 3 minutes.
Well, I was going to make a joke then, Nolan, but then I realised we're on a public live stream, so I won't make that joke. Shush. Okay. There we go. Thank you guys for another delightful It's a Wonderful Watchalong.
It's fun.
First of 2021. We'll keep them going, and there'll be more stuff coming to this channel. We'll be doing a little bit of a rebrand, won't we?
Yes.
And it'll all be good. It'll all be good stuff. But there's plenty of It's a Wonderful podcast stuff to check out in the meantime. We have the very podcast feed, of course. That's the main area of content and good stuff. Machine Mondays every Monday with Janine, talking all the schmo down things Morgan hasn't seen, with us two every Wednesday, talking movies I haven't seen. And at the moment we are doing presidential movies. This next week we'll be doing the Sinbad movie, First Kid.
Yes.
And that is Sinbad, the comedian / actor / musician. Is he a musician? I feel like Sinbad's probably made some sort of comedy rap album.
You think that?
I don't know why. I don't know. Does he not seem like the kind of person that would have done?
Perhaps.
And then the main show, It's a Wonderful Podcast itself, with me, Janine, and Nolan in the chat right now every Friday. Every Friday. I'm always on that every week, and these two alternate the weeks, where we celebrate those wonderful older movies that we all love so much. It's great. This movie we're also doing this week. We're also doing a Sinbad movie, but it's not one of those Sinbad movies.
No.
It's Sinbad, the sailor movie. It's the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad from 1958. That's why I was thinking about Islamic cities to visit, because Sinbad's a Muslim character.
Okay, gotcha.
That's why. Anyway, that's where you can find it, the podcast feed, or all the places podcasts are found. That is Anchor, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcast, Castbox, and everywhere else. Twitter at It's a Wonderful One. I am on Twitter at the Purple Don with a 3 instead of the E in the because. Janine.
3 is the magic number.
On Instagram at just the Purple Dawn. Do I have to plug anything else? Have I forgotten things?
I don't think so.
Well then,
the Patreon, perhaps?
Patreon at the start. It's good of me. Janine, all your good stuff. Where's that?
You can find me at Janine Devine on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to get any merch for our shows or check out any of my artwork, you can find that at my TeePublic shop at G9Design on teepublic.com.
There we go. That's going to do it, guys. One thing left to do. Janine, do it in a Harrison Ford gruff voice.
I can't do that.
Do it in a Gary Oldman Russian voice.
all my Russian accents sound
Your Russian accents sound like Dracula. Yes, they do.
They sound like Count Dracula.
In fact, they don't even sound like Count Dracula. They sound like the Count from
Sesame Street. I've been hanging out with my nephew too much. Okay. 3. See? Boo.
Naturally do it. It's just natural.
1.
Bye.